The announcements tool in Canvas gives you a simple way to communicate with the students in your course. You can see here I'm looking at the announcements tool, and there are a number of items here in the interface. First of all, you see the new announcement button here at the top, which I can click to create a new announcement. And then the existing announcement that I've already created, I created that a while back, in fact. If you have no announcements in your classes, all you're going to see here is a big button that says create a new announcement. To expand the view of this announcement, I have to click on the title of the announcement. Anybody who's looking at this announcement can also has access to my contact information if they click on my name here. We can see the date that the announcement went out. We can also see a little pair of numbers here. It tells me I have 2 replies. So 2 students have actually responded to my welcome to class here. Finally, there's a gear over here to the right-hand side. If I click on that gear, we can either close the comments, or I can delete the announcement altogether. Let's just create an announcement so I can take you through how that works. So let's click on create a new announcement, and here we're just going to name it. So I have a title for the announcement, and I also have the body of the text here. I can get very fancy with it here, as the announcements tool gives us access to the rich content editor that we talked about previously in the course. Down here we can attach a file if we want to put a file attachment on this announcement. Also, we can delay posting if we want it to only post it a certain day. Say we want to make our announcement ahead of time. I'm going to click on Save now, and that will take me back to the announcement in its finished state. At this point, as soon as I submitted that, if I did not delay the posting like I showed you, anybody that's enrolled in my class will have received a notification that this announcement has gone out. Depending on how they have their notification preferences set, that may have gone to an email address, or they might have gone to a text message, or both perhaps. You'll notice here that there's a reply button as well. This is important to be aware of when you're teaching and using announcements in Canvas. That is, students can respond to your announcement. For instance, let's say that a student responded to my announcement and asked where the Mac lab is. I can respond to that student to answer that question, or another student might step in and actually do that as well, because all students have access to see this. It works just like a discussion board would work. If we go back to the announcements interface, it becomes easier to see why these numbers are so important. It's a good idea to kind of keep up with this and make sure that questions are not going unanswered in your announcements area. One other way to get around this, to make sure that you are aware of times when a student has responded to one of your announcements, is to make sure your notification preferences is set up properly. If you remember correctly, you can go into your account and into notifications, and in your notification preferences, you want to make sure that the option where it says announcement created by you is set to ASAP for your email address. And then anytime a student replies to one of your announcements, you will receive an email notification. The last thing I wanted to show you is how exactly students are notified of announcements that come to them. Unless they've changed their default settings in the notifications area of Canvas in their account, they will receive an email to their EOU email address. They may have even modified it to where an announcement will also generate a text message if they've customized that in their account preferences. If they have the dashboard view of Canvas, they will see in the course in question where that announcement went out, a ticker here right underneath the course tile with an announcement icon and a number 1, for number 1 meaning this is one unread announcement in this class that's ready for them to look at. If they're using the recent activity view of the dashboard, their announcements will also show up here in a list format. So all announcements in all classes will show up here. If I extend that, the list of announcements would actually stretch down. It is important to say, though, that since students have control over their notification preferences, they can very easily turn off the email notification for announcements. Therefore, you never want to assume that all students receive an email for every announcement that comes through.